3, 2, 1.
Light them up.
I'm Paul.
This is Buck.
This is the Paul and Buck Show.
Hey, the big Buckin deal. Hear us. Download the latest app at paulandbuckshow.podbean.com.
Okay, guys, we're back. Paul and Buck Show. Today, Paul is absent. He had prior commitments, family thing. Things came up, right? Anyway, so he's not going to be here today, but we're going to fill in. We got some guests today. It's just another episode. We're just rolling up. We're going to talk about past events and current events that are going to be coming up. And I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves because they've been around for Central Texas. There's guys that are known and little hitters. We got a well-respected chassis builder here. So I'm going to let them roll in. But for everybody who doesn't know, introduce yourself.
I'm Jay Bakker with Jay's Custom Chassis.
Jay Bakker. We known each other for a while.
Long time.
Everybody knows Jay around Central Texas, so he's well respected. And we also have
David Stidham.
And your company name?
Quality Auto Advice.
Quality? Okay, there you go. And you're based out of?
In Killeen.
Killeen. So David's been well respected. He's he's in the little hitters game, and he also does some bracket racing. You got a new dragster coming, he's rolling out with. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. And we also have
Crash. Crash. Thomas Webb.
Crash himself. Like, unfortunately, there's some just unfortunate things that happened in the past week or so, and we can even go back a little further. But hey, the old black Chevy Luv is taking a beating. But from what I understand, it's going to be it may be out again. I mean, there was no damage
this weekend.
Yeah, there was no damage. I mean, it's all good.
There's damage.
Yeah, only thing straight is the tailgate.
But you still got glass in there. It's all good.
No glass broke.
Well, so like I said, that's just unfortunate, right? But we'll touch base on that because at the end of the day, that just goes how everybody likes to go racing. It doesn't matter what happens. Unfortunate things happen, and you'll get it fixed, and you're probably going to be out there. So, so I just want to go into like some of the events that's been going on. I talk a lot about it because, and I mention a lot about class racing and where class racing is gone and what it isn't anymore, I guess you could say, because it is kind of a thing in the past, which I've said it over and over. Like, so you got to get in where you fit in and just go and roll with it. But I just want to ask you, Jay, what are your thoughts on some of the events that are happening now? Right? I mean, it's good racing. Don't get me wrong; they're all quality, fast cars. But what's your thought on like no time, no prep? Some of the grudge scene, I guess you will.
Well, like any class racing, there's always, in my opinion, there's a lot of classes out there.
A lot of classes.
And everybody's building a class to fit a car, and then, it's hard nowadays to build a car for a class.
Yeah.
When that class, it might not be around in 6-8 months or a year.
Well,
and then you got to build another car or modify your car to go to another class.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just on the no prep side of things. I'm just now getting into the feel of, hey, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And that's the whole thing. Like I said, it's first of all, it's racing where everybody gets to go racing, and then two, I mean, there's fast cars. I mean, people are getting down and making it a good event, but as far as like, because you're going to talk about like when you go to a class, or not necessarily a class, but an event or a class that they're making, and then it gets going, and then it gets traction, and then all of a sudden they change the rules, right? Boom,
right?
Whether it be a tire size, whether it be a weight deal, which from what I understand, there's no weight. It doesn't. That's not even a thing. Weight doesn't give a shit what you got.
Glass, steel.
Yeah, they got the all glass, all steel, which is stupid fast, right? And anyway, so, but to your point is like, say, yeah, you start building a car, and then they change, and then you got to go and revamp your program or whatever, and then you may not be back at square zero, but you're not going to an event and running because you're doing some changes, trying to be competitive, basically.
Right. Exactly.
So, and how do you feel about it, Dave? Because I know you've been well respected in little hitters, which is a good class race. There's I guess there's a cap, right? There's a cap in that, right?
No cap.
Little hitters no cap.
Yeah.
What the junior has a no cap, or it has a cap.
Has a
JV
cap,
does.
JV.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in your car, what do you feel about those events in those classes? I mean, I know you love it. You have to.
Luckily, my car fits most of it.
Yeah.
It's still pretty stock, bodied. It ain't all chopped up where if they say it does have to have a floor, we still have a floor. And
Right.
just everything that comes along with a lot of caliber cars of that same class.
Yeah.
We still fit.
No, yeah, you fit it. So, and you've been running. How many years you been running that?
This car has been 4 years.
4 years? Damn, already? Mm-hmm. Damn. 4 years fast.
Yep.
So I remember when the car was getting built, right? So, but it's like it seemed like it was just like the other day. But so you evolved. You made a bunch of changes. Now, in the future, I mean, you're gonna continue running that event. Or are you planning to do something different?
No, I mean, as long as they still have the car counts.
Right.
It's hard to go to a race just to look for one grudge race or something to hope you get a race.
Right.
So we still do run the classes. It's just just trying to get in where you fit in.
Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, because that event, Big Sleepy, right? It's blossomed. It's blew up. There's shit. Even this event this coming weekend, right? We could talk about it. March 11th, Little River, right? There's what is this? Is this a feeler race? I mean, what exactly is it?
It's a new.
Fill me in.
It's a new class.
It's
Top
going to
gun.
be slick prep, not radio prep.
There you go.
And they're just changing up a few things.
Okay.
And
Like I said, so they're having two before the big June 6th race, the Little Hitters race. So,
Yeah, I think they're trying this new class just to see how it's going to go with these new cars. It's a little slower class. I think it's going to be a good class. Really.
I think it's going to be a big class.
Well, that's where everybody gets in. I mean,
There's going to be a lot of cars that fit in that
not
class.
everybody's
that
got
don't fit in the
not
small
everybody's got
tire.
a super fast car or even like a JV car. This is like that neutral. And I agree. I think it should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And they do good. They watch all the cars. They have
they
to know
monitor
you. It's
them,
all
yeah.
invitational.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they think you're going to run over the class, they won't let you run.
Right. So yeah, they already kind of been monitoring the cars, right? And of course, fill everybody in because, like I said, this is just for podcast land. A lot of people are just listening, may not know, but this event is basically was because Little Hitters, that was an index race before. I mean, that was like a cap race, wasn't it? Would they already have like a 5.0
Not
or
really.
499 or whatever it was?
They said it wasn't a cap race, but we all know it's like a 5.0 deal.
Right.
invitational.
And it's
Invitational.
invitational. You have to be asked to be in it.
Right. So that's the feeler that we're just letting folks know that may or may not know, but because that's what makes this, if you want to call it like a close racing kind of deal, right? Where it's not like a blowout. Somebody's gonna, blow somebody out of the water, right?
And every now and then there is a car that sneaks in that can turn it up and run with them. Some of the faster cars.
That has happened, by the way.
Yeah, and they just once they finish that race, they kind of push them to the next class.
Right.
and-
Yeah. So and so it morphed into these fast class, which the fast class is basically, is it anything? I mean, how I mean when I say the little hitters class, I mean, is it, that's invitational only, but I mean, what's the pretty much the time frames on those? I mean, not that it matters, but obviously it's a sub 5, I would assume.
Well, the JV class, what they push you to has a 490 cap.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
So it's going to be slower than that, and then the Top Gun or whatever they call it. Is
That's slower than that. Probably
yes.
Like a 650 class.
650, 60, whatever it may be. Yeah, so okay, so it's gonna be some good racing this weekend. And Thomas, I know you like to run your truck in pretty much anything. What are you planning on running this weekend?
Small tire.
Small tire.
Yeah.
So what classes do they have?
Small tire. What is that new one? Top
Gun.
Yeah.
Are they
And I
have a
think
big
they're going to
tire?
do a couple indexes.
Index, yeah.
Oh, okay. Big tire.
I ain't seen nothing about big tire.
I think that's for the June race.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, cool deal. Like I said, I do like to just kind of mention these guys because Sleepy is eventually, he come on. I think we're gonna get with him after this event because I know he's got a lot of things going on. But to talk a little bit more about it. So let's talk a little bit more like about with you, Jay. So I like to bring in the guys who just come in for the first time. Let's talk about the history from the beginning. What got you into cars?
Do we got that much time?
Sure. I'll chop it up if I don't like it. I'll chop it up later on. No, but like I said, just to give us an idea, like your interest and what got you into the sport and what got you into like what you're doing now.
Well, my first car was a '77 Datsun 280Z.
Damn. But you did some, it morphed into something. Right?
It morphed into a pretty cool car for back in the day. I mean, this is 91, 92 era. I mean, I cut the whole back of the car out in my mom and dad's backyard in the grass, and I put frame rails in it, tubbed it, put some 29 1850 Mickey Thompson Pros on it, and we cruised that thing with the inline 6-cylinder for the longest time. Man.
Is that right?
The thing ran like 1350s.
With the inline 6.
Yep. And then, I think it just kind of snowballed from there.
Of course it does.
I love the sport. I'm real big into safety. That's why I like doing cages and stuff to make people safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where it starts from. Like I said, it morphs into something because everybody we talk to, it's always like, okay, yeah, well, I got this, and then I'll put this motor in it, then I put another motor in, then you just kind of snowball, right? You want to go faster and faster and faster, and then it always turns into something more. Anything else? So when you got that, it was a 280. When you got that 280, like how long did you have that car?
I had that car from 1990 to 01.
Really? Yeah.
And then I sold it and I built a 2000 model 240Z.
240.
Nissan. Yep. And it was a small tire ladder bar car with alcohol injected small block. And then I sold it.
Did you ever race that one?
I raced it very little.
Yeah. Street car.
Yep. It was a street strip. Couldn't drive it much on the street because it was injected alcohol.
Injected, yeah.
But then, like a lot of people, went through a divorce. Had to sell a lot of stuff, and it got sold with the trailer and everything, and start all over again.
Well, like I said, that's where you rebuild. That's sometimes those little unfortunate things in your life that makes you stronger and where you're at now. So you always got to overcome that stuff. So, but ultimately, right? And then you got into building chassis full time, right? You're doing that full time now, right?
I'm doing it full time now.
So,
yep.
And how's business?
Business is good.
That's good. That's what I hear.
I am very blessed with the work that I've got. I've got 5 months backlog right now. I got a lot of work. I just got a customer come in, dropped off from Houston area.
There you go.
So I'm getting work from all over the state. Business is good.
That's good. That's good.
Business is real good.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I always say busy keeps you busy going and moving forward.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Sometimes
Depends
depends on who you're hanging out with at the track.
Amen.
That's a big 10-4 on that one. So, cool deal. Like I said, always good. Let's put a plug in for your shop, right? Jay's Custom Chassis. Check them out. At the end of the show, we'll roll into a little bit more. So, Dave, how you doing over there? You're kind of quiet over there.
Yeah, just enjoying the show.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Like so, and again, I appreciate all you guys coming out. So it's we'll appreciate it. So, David, same question to you. Like so, know your dad, right? Your dad raced for a long time. What got you into the sport, right? Growing up.
Really, my dad.
Right.
Working on the cars, and when I was old enough, was able to run a junior dragster till I got my license.
That's where it starts, man.
Yeah.
And the juniors, man, that's where a lot of, I didn't personally, but that's where a lot of the folks, get into. And you go look at some of the pro guys, like J.R. Todd, Eric Anders, that's where they
Spencer
started.
Nancy.
Spencer Mancy, all those guys, they started in juniors, right? So, and they're professionals now. But so, going to that route, when you first got into a car, right? It's the same thing, right? Need for speed, right? You want to go, you want to get in it and be competitive. You want to win, right? That's always the factor, right?
Right.
If you're not competitive, we'll probably be lying, but there's an edge there. Sometimes, you win or lose, it's still camaraderie, right? Your friendship, right? It doesn't matter, There's some people that can say other things that maybe they're not too of a sportsman, but anyway, that's where you get your sportsmanship, especially coming up from juniors, right? And then you win some, you lose some. But when you come into I'm assuming you started in juniors, then you went into bracket. Did you do some bracket racing?
Foot brake racing.
Foot brake, right? And then did you go for a little spot? Did you take a little break from racing?
Took a hiatus. My dad hurt his back real bad.
Oh, okay.
Had to get out of racing. Did some other stuff and had an opportunity to come back.
Did some fishing, a lot of fishing.
Did a lot of fishing. Too much fishing.
Too much fishing. So hey, there's nothing wrong with that, like I said. And then coming back, I remember, I guess it was maybe 16 or something when Jay did your car, and I was like, well, whose car is this? I was like, oh, it's Dave, Dave Stidham, and said that I think you're starting your business then. I don't know if that was the one about that time. Or
it was right
close.
Right at that time, right? So, and then, and it's the Mustang you have now, right? So that Mustang, it's doing good. It runs some numbers. It's a competitor in the field. That's all we gotta say. Like, so we'll think about the past.
Only runs 5.0s.
530s, 40s.
15
on a 500 shot.
Yeah, 5.0 foot braking. But going to right now, right? How do you like the class in what you're running? Are you planning on doing something else other than level hitters?
Yeah, we may try to go to a little faster class. We was gonna try to run some all steel, all glass, but it kind of got out of hand. It got way out of hand.
Yeah,
Real fast.
Real fast. Yeah,
it's hard to tell the difference between a small tire, no time car and an all steel, all glass car.
I hear you. Yeah, I mentioned that before because you see some of the numbers, they're fast.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're fast. And now, if they're truly, I guess they inspect. I don't know how they police that shit, but some of those cars, I don't know if it got glass in or not, but maybe it does.
They check them all.
They do. They have to. They got to police them, right?
Yeah, I think John Sears, at least at Big Jake's race, who does X275 and all that, he checked mine, checked the doors, put a magnet to everything. Yeah.
Check glass and everything.
Check glass, expiration dates on safety equipment is the most I've ever been checked.
That's good. Well, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I was happy. I mean, I paid all the money for the stuff. Finally, somebody looks at it.
Right? But, you look in those classes, they got, from what I've seen, right? You're looking at motors, $75,000, $80,000, $100,000 motors. So it's like, well, motherfuckers shit fast.
And we got chump change motor, $5,000 motor out of the junkyard. Throw some heads on it. Throw the plate on it.
Go get old truck block, right?
Yeah.
Truck block in there.
That's actually what we ran for a long time. And that motor's in the dragster.
There you go. Hey, like I said, it always evolves. But like I said, at the end of the day, like I said, if you're competitive, having fun, that's all that matters, right? So I mean, but you're also going through and you're running bracket. You got a dragster now.
Got tired of making 10 passes a year.
I know, right? You got to get some seat time.
And we pull all over Dallas and stuff, trying to go find races. And it was easier to get a bracket carter so we can run here at home.
So what are you planning to do? Are you going to run every weekend or points, or are you just going to do
probably not? Yeah. Just if we don't have nothing going on, then we have something going on.
Yeah, you got something to see, right?
Go and spoil the points.
Yeah,
for other people.
That's it.
That all depends on track prep.
Try to run some hopes and dreams.
Dun, dun, dun. That's if you run at a local track. If you go somewhere else, you're going to have a problem.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, so good to know. Like I said, I mean, just everybody get familiar with Dave because she's probably going to be on your name that you either heard or you're going to hear. Thomas, we'll go back. I've asked you over and over. You've been on the show many times, but
yeah, I'm just here to hang out and fill a spot.
But Thomas got good insight because at the end of the day, when it comes down to if Thomas is going to go run somewhere, I mean, it's something you better keep your head up for that black love, because I mean, it's going to be. We all seen it. We've seen it.
Sometimes it'll make 5 passes in a row, but usually not.
Well, when you get those 5 passes, you're knocking out some folks. I mean, you're knocking out some people. So I'm gonna ask you again. What do you feel like the way racing is going now? I mean, I asked this a lot just for the simple fact because I shared how the class racing is one thing, and class racing was good to this point to where it kept things even. But now they're getting these other classes and these no prep and whatever, and like for Sleepy's event this coming week, it's prep. So everything's coming together where they're making things even with all these classes. So it's almost to where you can be competitive and win some races. Nobody's going to open the door. How do you feel about some of these classes?
No, I don't have no problems with none of them. I like going, whether it's prep like this coming weekend, we'll go run it prepped. Hopefully we can keep the front end down. And and then we got a couple of weeks after that, we got a big end race.
Top end race.
Oh, right.
So we'll go run it too.
Yeah.
No.
So
I'm down for anything.
So you keep that truck rolling. It's either ever long getting changes.
I mean, rolling on its side, on its lid. I mean,
sliding
any kind of way we can get it rolling.
Yeah, we'll get it down there one way or another.
Shit, that's all that matters. Like I said, that's all that matters right there. But at the end of the day, like I said, I do like, because when you go from a prep to no prep, there's a lot of things that go in between. You can't just go and say, hey, we're gonna go and leave this setup here and go run this. I mean, you can't.
Well,
do that, right?
you're the underdog, because when you're bouncing back and forth, and if you don't have your shit together, I mean, it's hard to go deep in the rounds.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's what a lot of people, not that they fail to understand, and they know that, but just like for people who may or may not know, like I said, it's not just where you're gonna go, hey, this week I'm running a no prep event, and I'm just gonna go throw it off the trailer, and then go next week and I'm gonna do a prep event. And then it's going to be the same combo. I mean, it's not like that. Right?
well, and you got guys. We've said it over and over that's all they do all week long. They test and test and test, and unfortunately, I can't do that. I've got a job that keeps me there, and
you're busy.
I thought I was going to be able to. I was like, man, I'm going to start my own business, and I'm going to go racing all the time.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, not working out.
All the free time and all the money.
It don't
Neither
work.
one is there.
That's why my Love is still sitting on jack stands in the shop for a year now.
That's why mine's still sitting in the trailer wrecked.
How long has it been? 2 weeks? Week and a half?
Since the JJ race.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago. Well,
2
almost 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
I opened the door and it had a flat tire, and that's where it's sitting right now. I got plenty of parts rolling in, but
Well, you just got to put them on, because from what you said earlier, that it's been sitting there, and you plan on racing this weekend. So
Right.
today is Tuesday. 3 days.
Hey guys, I'm calling in sick tomorrow. I hope y'all ain't watching this.
We're gonna pull a David Pettigo and wait till Friday evening to get it ready for Saturday.
That's usually when you get the best work
done it many times.
Thomas is. That's it.
And halfway through it, I think, shit, I ain't going hell with this. I'm staying at home.
We'll go watch.
And I'll still end up going.
Yeah. That you got a lot of stories about the burning the midnight oil.
Oh yeah.
And literally getting no sleep and then rolling up to the.
I think we all got those stories.
Oh yeah. We could probably maybe share a few, because I mean there was a funny one that when it was the race in San Antonio and
Pinks.
Was it Pink? Well, that one too. That one. That's a funny story, because that first Pinks, when they came in, it was in 08. Thomas was literally getting that truck. He was thrashing on it, and just to get this race, and you literally just put it together. It was just coming together, and you were right here
at the shop.
At the shop, and I lived in Austin, and we were going, and it was 4 a.m, and I'm coming down the toll road, and up right there on 685, and there was nothing there back then. This is back in 08. And I seen a truck rolling up, and I seen the dually lights on top, and I called him, hey, man, are you still leaving the shop? He goes, yeah, I'm just not leaving the shop. And dude, we came home. I came home to Taylor, hooked the car up, and me and my dad, we started heading to San Antonio. It was 5:30 or something. and it was cold as shit.
It was snowing. Had snow flurries.
It was snowing, and Thomas, he was gonna go back to Granger, take a shower, blah blah blah. And I can't remember. We were rolling into San Marcos. No, we were coming through Austin, south side of Austin. And Tom's like, "Man, I'm just not coming down 29." And I still had to stop at Walmart or some other shit. We got to San Antonio, and mind you, we're like hours ahead of him. We get to San Antonio, and the parking lot's full, and Thomas come like 15 minutes behind us. Dude, and I mean, I'm like, how in the hell did you make that ground up, man?
Dodge was screaming.
Dude, it was rolling, man. That's just and then Thomas unloaded the truck, and we teched in, loaded the truck, and he's still working on it. He's like still putting it together. And then I guess about an hour later, I got a video of it. It's funny. He's sitting on the thing.
Sitting in a chair.
He's sitting on a chair, passed out. Like, well, he finished, I guess. and it was cold, it was windy and shit. And he just knocked out on the chair. It's so funny. But anyway, that's one story. There's many others. But you mentioned, so you know, I'm sure the cat's out of the bag. Maybe not. But you got something you're working on.
Yeah, I'm building a little.
If you're willing to share,
Love.
of course, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll share because it'll probably take me 10 years to finish it anyways at the rate I'm going. But
you stay busy, busy.
I'm hoping to build something that's pretty lightweight. I can go bracket race with, or go run little hitters with, or
so,
you know,
is that your plan?
Multi-class.
That's
deal.
what you're planning to do with it.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
I mean,
small tire.
Because no, it's gonna be a big tire deal.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm building it for either one.
Right.
But it'll have a big tire on it first.
Okay.
But I mean, going back to the class races
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, Big Sleepy, he's doing a good thing.
I know.
He's I think because we had some long talks at the track this time and the last time we was at the track about, you know, just trying to get guys out there back racing again that's affordable.
Yeah.
You know, that can go out and have fun. You know, take a bracket car out and turn it up a little bit and go have some fun.
And
with
that's what I like about that Top Gun. Like you said, we all talk about. Like I said, it's like not everybody's got like the, you know, it takes a lot to run to fund the car. Just getting to the track now. It's like, you know. So for him to have a class that's open to somebody that, like I said, even a 6.0 or 650, 580, whatever it is, right? I mean, it's something that somebody can afford.
Something that's achievable.
Achievable, and be competitive in.
Correct.
And still do heads up racing, not
and
index
still
stuff.
have fun and be heads up and, you know, not beat your car up.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's a good point. Like, and yes, I that's exactly what I was saying. Because again, the way the little hitter started that, and then yes, he's trying to expand and do some other things, JV, Top Gun, and so in the index, man, the index is, man. I mean, there's
crazy.
There's a good car count, like 7.0. And is it 6.0 starting to pop up now?
No, it's still pretty much a 7.0 or a 580.
Well, like I said, I mean,
there's a big old gap there, but I mean,
I don't know. Regardless, Jesse Gardner's going to run both of them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my brother-in-law went and ran that 580 at XRP, and he said it's
fun,
big class.
Yeah, it's big. It's happening.
And it's like the super gas stuff. I mean, them guys are running dead on.
Dead on.
Yeah, they're deadly.
Yeah.
580 with the 1, 580 with the 3.
That's
Triple O lights.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes. And
and
I'll throw another. So like the old school back half, right? So the old school back half, it's a 5.0.
Yeah.
And if you go see those guys, I've seen some time slips. Just looking through some, I can't remember what to see, but they're catching like 004, and they're running like a 5.0 with the 2 or 1.
Yeah.
I got to stay on the porch.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and they got it down, and from what I understand, you can't have no electronics. That's all.
Yeah, that's all driver.
That's all driver, man. And some of those guys that run that event, like Bud Morgan, he's got in it. He's kicking ass. He was old school. He was King of the Hill back in the day.
Tony Thorne.
Boogie 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a Boogie 10,000, 9,000 tune on it, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah,
24,000.
Yeah.
And yeah. So the point being is that that index thing, it's a thing, and it's popular.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. The heads up stuff, like I said, that's fun too. Particularly when you're competitive and you're running the numbers and and again, it makes close racing. That's what the spectators want to see. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, they don't want to see nobody putting 10 cars on the next
they don't want
car.
to see like the fastest car putting a 16 car in a trailer, whatever it is, right? And so it's fun, it's competitive, and that's it was kind of interesting there towards the end of like the small tire stuff. Instead of doing like a bracket, they're flipping, flipping for who you pair up with, which I kind of like because you're not putting number 1 with number 8 and so forth, and that number 1's running away with it unless he brakes or something, right?
Right.
So when you flip, you can run, 4 and 5 or something, right? So this kind of puts that into the equation. I don't know how they draw there. How they doing there, like the little hitters? It's a draw, right?
It's all chip draw.
It's all chip draw.
So
I like chip
that's even
draw.
better, yeah. So that's the same thing with
It's
flipping,
just time consuming.
Yeah.
Takes
It takes
a
an
long
hour.
time to get it done.
It takes a while to get it all done, but it's a good deal.
That's what makes
because
it fun. That's
yeah.
what makes it competitive. I like it. So you got your Luv coming, and I guess you're making progress on it.
just beware because it will be coming.
There it
One
is.
day.
One day.
Thomas calling you out already. Thomas calling you out already. Love on love crime. So I dig it. Like I said, and I hope there's other things that pop out. Like I know they're making like a street class. Well, the top end stuff. That's
Yeah,
big.
that was a big car count too with
the
slow car
slow car,
class.
and that's,
I mean, 50 cars, 60 cars.
Yeah, and that's a 60,
mean,
650 class.
so 650 is not really slow. I mean, if you think about it.
No.
But there's a lot of cars that fit that.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. That's why they get good car counts. And I'm just saying is that slow class is not really slow class, but it's fast when you have a manufactured car, like a Camaro, Mustang, whatever. They're running that.
Yeah.
They're competitive. 50 cars. I do know that they're also doing some things too. They're doing like a true daily class, I think.
They are.
Which that's some more people that they're gonna bring out.
That's like a drive daily,
Something like
bring
that.
it down, race it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on cruises.
The only thing is that you better make sure you got full coverage or something there, because that's top end racing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
happen.
anything happens.
Anything happens, Unfortunately, there's been a few accidents, but it is what it is. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth from what I've seen. I know Matt and them; they're doing good things. They're making some things happen, and it seems like every event they had, it's been more cars. Like,
Been getting better and better.
They're filling the track for sure.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take the barbecue pit out?
For the ribs.
Yeah, for the rib cook-off. Yeah, they're having like a cook-off.
Yeah, it's
that's
a $100 buy-in. Winner takes all, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So we need a ringer.
Yeah, we might have to bring in a hired gun. It ain't gonna be none of us.
Yeah.
It'll be none of us.
I know some guys.
Only thing I know how to do is eat them.
Exactly.
It might turn into a big barbecue cook-off.
I know, right? Where's everybody? Where the racers at? Shit, I don't know. They're over here eating.
Yeah.
They're
fun.
sleeping.
Fat and full and slow.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always with barbecue there'd be beer probably, so you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some roughnecking going on, but no, that's cool. Like I said, they're opening up the door for tons of things, right? So it can be big.
And there's a potential to get guys that don't go to drag races to actually get into it.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it's opening the door for just anybody. So all the events that are coming up, and it seems like the month of March, is it pretty full? I mean, so you got Big Sleepy 11th. What else?
And then when's that? The 24th? Is that
the
when?
big end?
It's on a Sunday this time.
Oh, it is. It is towards the end of the month. So
Yeah.
I think Big Jake's is somewhere in there. Michael Hollis's Radio Roundup.
Oh,
at the end
that's
of
in
the
the
month.
month. That's in the month. That's right. So Mike Hollis, shout out. We're peaking up and perking up event because your event's always big anyway. So and man, talk about a hype man. Homeboy's a hype man. Well, he puts it out there, boy. He's social media.
Oh, you're not going to forget it.
No, he's gonna put and just like with Boogie, Boogie Clark, whatever the hell.
Clark. What's he gonna be today?
I know.
What's your real name?
What's your
Seriously?
government name?
What's on your ID? Like say, yeah, hype man, hype. So they're it's what it's about, and that's what people see, and I dig it.
It keeps it interesting, gets people showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and like I said, if he's hyping it up, more power to him. I dig it. I need to hire him. Hell.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, that's what it takes. So March is full. April, I mean, there's racing going to be happening, man. So
Oh, there's a race every weekend somewhere in this state all through spring.
All through spring.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to find, you'll find it.
Yep. Whether it be, I mean,
Prep, no prep, bracket. I mean,
Street,
it'll
whatever.
be.
It's there.
Yep. You know, 275, right? You know, that's
Yep.
Michael's deal. And I'm sure he's. Is it twice? I mean, he has March and April, or is it March and like spread out?
It's the last weekend of March, and I think
31st,
it's
something like that.
into the first. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, throughout the year, he's gonna have another one. He has 2 events a year, right?
I think he only has one.
Okay. Well, regardless,
He does Cheap Street or something like a 7.0
yeah.
index
okay.
at Extreme most of the time.
Well, like I said, all those promoters, Sleepy, Jake, Hollis. I mean, yeah, shout out to them. And again, you gotta think about what they're doing for racing. Because if you go back, I say this because that was pretty much the last time I've been out. But if you go back like 6 years ago, there wasn't really nothing. There was, you know what I mean?
It was pretty slow.
There was a few index races spread out throughout the year. Then you always had, whether it be a small tire event somewhere, it was spread out. But from 6 years to now,
Oh, it's blown up.
it's blown up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
There's racing everywhere, somewhere, every weekend.
yeah, and we talked about it too, right? You know, the call of the street outlaws, no prep kings, right? That's bringing out a different crowd, right? So that's big.
Yeah.
You know, when you start looking at the no prep stuff on that side, it's different. I understand, but when you look at the crowd they're bringing in, it's everybody because they're packing the stands, man.
Yeah, there's national event crowds.
They're packing the stands, and so applaud them for that because they're making racing interesting, but not necessarily you have to go follow it, but you still dig what they're doing for racing because JJ, I mean JJ, some people hate him, some people like him. I kind of dig him. There's a way that you dig him because if you see he's kind of family oriented. He does a lot of things for the crowd, kids. Good.
Yeah. Down the highways, boy, they don't let no grass grow under their feet.
No.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, they're.
Well, they left here, went to
They're bringing
Alabama.
another track, and I think
yeah.
they got another one. A couple weeks. So yeah, like I said, you got to respect them, right? He's keeping it grassroots, as like to call it, because the past events that they put on here at Little River, I mean, they packed the house, and there's races coming out. With that being said, Thomas, we'll roll into. Granted, this is no prep, but you talked about that right lane because when you ran the left lane, didn't you? At one time.
Most of the day testing was left lane, and
Left lane.
it was coming around. It was pretty mean for
But
being a no prep, and then right lane.
it was never there.
No, it would always drift to the right. Now there was people that were getting down on it,
Right.
but there's a lot that wasn't getting down on it.
Yeah.
So
I seen Baines was in that lane, and
yeah.
he got in the wall. Maybe.
And then the Silver Firebird, it went across and hit the Mustang, and then the Chevy 2, it went over the wall.
That's the big one.
He went airborne.
Yeah, it was a
said-
wild weekend,
they
but we
said
all
that-
know what we sign up for.
Yeah, of
And,
course. No, yeah, exactly. But they said that guy in that Chevy too. The only thing he broke was his nose or something. Like, damn, man,
See, I never heard anything,
Yeah, he broke his nose and scratched his face up a little bit.
Did you see that car?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
Man, it was folded, man. I was like,
Yeah.
it looked like it could have been worse for the driver. But, thank God he was good. Okay, but yeah, we all sign up for it. You know what you get into. It's a risk. Flip a coin, but ultimately, like I said, that weekend was.
It got cold too.
Oh, that when the
Temperature dropped when the sun went down. It
dropped
got
quite a bit.
cold fast. Yeah.
Right.
Why did they? Anyway, that's a whole different discussion, right? But so that event, good. Unfortunate for some, Thomas, but Thomas is going to be back and running well. Going back about this weekend, right? So this weekend at Little River, home track down the street. A lot of cars.
Oh.
It was a open bracket race. You
First
bracketed
bracket
it.
race. Year.
It was jam packed.
It was
There's
packed.
more cars there for a bracket race than I've seen in probably 10 years.
Really?
Had been over 100 cars.
There was 69 no prep cars and 48
No box.
No box cars.
no prep, no box. Yes.
It was kind of a no
Hey,
prep, but
no pun intended.
The track was no prep.
There you go.
But 69 no box cars and 48 or 49 box cars.
And then what? 30 street
Yeah, there was a bunch. It was a lot of cars.
And
and
was
motorcycles
testing.
and
Volkswagen.
And then
Then
I seen
they said there was a shitload of Volkswagens down there.
they had a
Pro class
Volkswagen
and street
class
class.
down there for their own deal. It was a
Right.
pro class and a street class.
yeah, it was good turnout.
It was a bunch of
They brought
cars.
the funny cars and a fuel altered and
Chuck was down there.
Chuck was down there running. Yeah, from what I heard. Ultimately, not knocking, but there's been some discussion, and I'm just relaying, but there's some slight discussion about the prep. Hey, it is what it is, but but you can't drag a track one time and
Spray it one time and
once,
drag it.
and spray it once and drag it in between.
Right.
It
don't work.
I'm not an expert by all means, I'm not saying we are, but we go to tracks that may not even have a big car count, but they're prepping it. They do the prep, and it works. Again, like I said, bracket racers, you pay to get in. If you lost a round because of a track condition, and you're like maybe deep.
Oh yeah.
I would be kind of
If a bracket car can't go down the track, something's wrong.
anyway. No knocking, but it's just a matter. There has to be some little bit more better prep.
Oh, there's knocking.
Yeah, so there's gonna be
They need to fix it.
Yeah,
Slow down.
There's gonna be,
I'm just saying.
there's gonna be an event.
Mike, you need to fix it.
There's gonna be an event this weekend that, hopefully they got a little bit more on tap. But I'm sure, not speaking for a non-race, but for a racer, and if there's big money involved, then
Well, I think a lot of it too is he had a lot of cars down. There's a lot of cars going down the racetrack, and he's not used to that car count. So if you do something where it's half the car count and you keep the same pace, it's going to be twice as bad.
Yeah. Ultimately, like I said, there could have been some circumstances like we don't know about. So forgive us, but like I said, but at the end of the day, you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared.
At the end of the day, it was the same for everybody, for all the racers. We knew it wasn't great, and we were still trying to put power down. And
well, ultimately, like I said, this is all just constructive criticism. Like I said, it's not nothing that we're knocking, because I know that there's times, and all of us can agree that that track will knock your teeth out, right? I mean, it'll hook. I mean, so it's there. And people come down and put power. There's only so much power you can put down. A radio tire. Hey, maybe a little bit more lenient. If you get down on the radio, then you got to figure it out. On the slick, by all means, it'll bite and it'll hook. Right. But at the end of the day, like I said, we want events. Us for locals, we want to keep those big events coming. We don't want people to turn around and not come to the Little River.
Oh yeah, you want to race the same 12 guys every weekend.
Exactly. So we want it to be successful, right? So it's just constructive. We definitely don't want nothing negative. It's just a matter of
just trying to keep it at home and keep it alive.
I would rather drive 20-30 minutes to a track as opposed to 2 hours, right? So, and again, and that's what it turns out
all
to.
of us.
Yeah, it's for all of us. You're 2
I'm
minutes from the track.
Yeah, I'm right around the corner.
Yeah, you're 2 minutes from the track. So
sit on the back porch and listen to them run on Friday nights.
Yeah, so like I said, XRP, glass, badass. You can put the power down, but if you're looking to race even just twice a month, that's a big expense driving down XRP. So.
Because nothing's early anymore. You're staying the night somewhere.
I know, man. That's
whether it be a Buc-ee's or
wherever
you make it coming home.
Spent many nights there, or many mornings anyway.
Coming home, right? Oh yeah. So like I said, it's we want the track to be successful. That's all it comes down to. We just
on the other hand, for the amount of cars that were there, they were running them pretty good. They were running them through there. There was no downtime hardly.
Well,
we had second round was at 9:00.
Really?
In the evening. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. For the amount of cars, particularly like in the box and no box.
Yeah. I mean, at 9:30 we was loading up after second round. So
that's good. Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't think it's ever good to load that early.
Well,
you want to stay
you're
at
right.
the end.
You're right. But what I'm saying is, typically first, second rounds like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, they're racing till 2 or 3 in the morning. So, I mean, hats off to them. I mean, because they were running them through there, and he was dragging between rounds.
Right.
But my opinion, I think he should have been out there between classes, hand spraying. At least to the 60.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just me.
Yeah, and you know, maybe, you know, like I said, there could be a whole bunch of things, right? Maybe it was low on traction by, you know, I don't know, manpower, whatever it is. But I'm sure they'll get together. Like I said, I do know that there's been times that it'll hook, it'll bite, 60. I don't know. Regardless of the fact, this is all just constructive. Like I said, moving forward, like I said, I do like to say that, you know, the events that would be coming, that you want to keep it local, right? And, and then you know, so we got, you know, Big Sleepy's got an event in March. He's got one in April, and of course they got one in June. And I'm assuming there's gonna be one in fall. He always has one in fall too. But that's an Ennis.
I think he normally piggybacks to the picnic.
Picnic. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he's using an Ennis at the picnic. So big events. Those events have grown big, and like the past 3 years, it's gone to a different level, which is good. You know, so. I don't, you know, Big Sleepy, promoter, you know, Michael Hollis, you know, the Texas guys, right? They're keeping racing alive, right? And that's what it's about, right? Having events, making something up, and I mean, is there other like, what's the one that comes from? That Big Jake, the one that they get the California guys coming down here.
Yeah, Big Jake.
That's Big Jake, right? That's what they get there. So I mean, that's a big event, man.
Oh, he packs it.
That's a big event.
Spectators.
That's coming up, isn't it?
Those are the ones that they raced like final round and like 8 the next day morning, 8 to 9 in the morning, right? So big event. All right, hats off to them, because it's one thing to have it in XRB, which is great, because that's an event that's once a year, isn't it? Once or twice? Twice a year. Man, can't complain. I always like going watching those races, because there's always, if it's not racing, there's some excitement going on in the stands or something.
They're foot racing. They're doing something.
They're foot racing. They got $1,000 crap game going. I don't know. Like, there's always something.
Got the dice table going.
Yeah, and you always smell that skunk always wanders around somewhere. It's always
always skunk season up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's.
Walking around, your head's tingling, don't know why.
Well, you're tingling, you get the munchies, like, why am I hungry, man?
I just ate.
Yeah, you got the munchies going on. So. But anyway, so you guys have anything else you want to discuss? Like, you know, something that you know, maybe like would see in the future as far as a racing event, or something that...
I seen something today that I thought was kind of out of the ordinary. Did y'all see IHRA is... Now for Summit Super Series, he's going to have a motorcycle class. So the next race, Super Series race, they're going to have a motorcycle class now.
Their own class?
Their own class. And they're going to do their own points.
At one point,
they used to have one.
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
They used to.
The cars and the bikes didn't run each other.
Exactly.
And so now they're going to have only bikes.
They're going to have an only bike motorcycle class. I seen that
They
come
said
out
all the way
today.
up to the World Finals.
Really?
Damn.
Wow.
I had to take my little Grom out there.
Maybe you can make it go down the track.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What, you got about 20 hours on it?
I think 200 miles on it.
Maybe.
Might be wore out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. No, I didn't see that. That's, I mean, IHRA, you know, they're trying to.
They're trying to come back from a lull there for a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of reaching there, and I know that their membership had dropped, but you know they still strong. I mean, IHRA, you know, member tracks seem like they get one or two every year, but I didn't see that, and I was like, do they even show that IHRA events? Anything that you know? Is there anything that they?
I seen it because the track posted it. IHRA deal.
Okay. Well, kind of go back, like not necessarily IHRA, but NHRA, right? You know, they're throwing the first event is usually Pomona, This weekend they're in Gainesville. Like they're changing all kinds of stuff. I mean, then they're going to they're going to televise Pro Mod this year.
Oh, really?
On the NHRA.
Well, good.
Yeah, I mean that ought to get a big buzz because I mean
they need to bring back the truck class. And I missed that class.
Short-lived class. I mean, smaller Chevys whistling through 10 grand. You know, the pro stock, man. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes you like it's kind of boring. Yeah. But I mean, because they're all run the same.
Yeah, they run the same.
They're all built.
They lease the same motors, same chassis.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of. They get some good side-by-side racing, but it's like it's the same thing, same guys. You know, they change it up every now and then. It's always and it seems like what's the team name that Erica runs for? They're like cornering the market. They got like
did you see their shop the other day?
Yeah.
There's like 15 cars in there, all pro stock cars.
Yeah.
They're all different cars for different people.
Yeah, they got a couple pro stock.
I think they got the whole corner market.
They got a couple pro mods, and they got you know, the Conduras or Condura family, those young brothers, the dad. They got them under their umbrella now. So yeah, they got like I want to say like eight pro stock and like 3 or 4 pro mods that are under that umbrella. So, and more power to them. You know, like I said, they it's almost like they're kind of cornering the market. It's like the John Forces, right? When they, you know, you got the funny car market kind of cornered. You know, you got three funny car drivers. You know, somebody's gonna win. Right. Yeah, but yeah, NHRA, IHRA, they're trying to get the stands back. Basically, that's what they're trying to do. Make some changes and do whatever they can. But I still watch NHRA. I mean, whenever I get a chance, you know, I still watch it. You know, I like the pro teams, the funny cars and Top Fuel. So. Pro stock, it's like pro stock and motorcycle. Okay, it's kind of boring. But, you know, so do you guys get to watch pro stock? I mean, we've all been to an NHRA event, right? This is one of those ones like you go to the first time, like, ooh, yeah, kick ass. But
I'm gonna be honest. I'm fixing to turn 50. I've only been to 2 events.
What?
Wow, where you been?
Yeah.
At home working, building cages.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Should have worn some boots. Good thing Thomas got his on.
Yeah, I got boots on.
8 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I went twice and it ain't no big deal to me, really.
Yeah.
Would I like to go again? Probably so. I'd rather go watch pro mods run, though.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm kind of with you, because like I said, I mean, it's fun. Because when we do go, right, it's always like, okay, the pro team, we're up in the stands watching, they're badass, but when they leave, the stands empty, pro stocks and all, everybody's walking around. You know, I always just like to go to the manufacturer mile and just go see what, you know, back then they didn't charge no tax. It was like, boom, boom, you know, sometimes you get a deal on something, but. You know,
see all the new stuff coming out.
All the new stuff coming out.
The poor man's PRI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, you're still paying a pretty good chunk just to get in the gate, but
You ain't got to fly to Vegas.
But still, it's not like flying to Vegas or Indianapolis for SEMA or PRI. But anyway, so yeah, you're right. That's the poor man's PRI. Yeah, just go see what's available. But at the end of the day, like I said, those events are getting kind of, it is what it is. I mean, would I like to go back? Yeah, I'll take my boy sometime when he gets older. But it's been some time. I don't remember the last time. It's probably been 12 years ago since I've been. But anyway, so Dave, in the future, we talked about it, right? You plan on hitting some events, but your bracket car, right? And you said you may or may not run, on the schedule, but you're just a filler, basically.
Yeah.
So, do you plan to jump in it full time, maybe, or?
No, like I said, it's just something to
keep
in the seat. And between my car, his truck, and going other places, it ties up most of it. But during the summertime, you go into a lull where you won't drive for 2 months.
I know, yeah. It gets unbearable.
And probably we need to be working on the car instead of finding a different car to drive, but nobody likes working on them.
Yeah. But, there's coming some time and place when you're working on them all the time. Yeah.
Like you said, it's going to be a Friday before a race, and when everything gets crammed in to get it done, and 3 months of work and 2 nights.
And 2 nights or even a night. So I hear you, man. Like I said, the racing world, like I said, there's racing every weekend now, and just getting where you fit in. I don't myself, man. I hope to have my car out. But you know,
I guess that all depends on me.
It's not even that, because I'm not really in a hurry. I mean, honestly, because when you get to it, you get to it. But there's just some final things that I want to get to it. I had some help this weekend. You know, John, he helped me out, do a couple things on it that I'd been lacking in the past. That was like throwing me for a loop what the car was doing. But he helped me out. Shout out to John. And you know, when you get to it, you get to it. Like I said, but ultimately, if it comes around and I make it out to June, maybe I might make an event in June. I mean, it's ready.
You wait until it's hot, ain't you?
Hey, man. Dude, trust me. Right now, I don't give a shit what time it is because I'm ready, man. I'm ready. It's just a matter of me just.
Hey, I think I told somebody here the other day. Maybe it was you. 2 weeks. Get your stuff ready.
Oh yeah.
Bring it over.
It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
No, and like I said, man, I'm not saying we got to get in there, but like I said, there's a few things I want to get done, and it's more just a preference, but everything's ready, man. It's ready. So it sounds healthy now. It sounds good, and like I said, maybe I'll make an event. If we don't get it by June, fuck it. It won't. It'll be September. So,
Or you just bring it out like it is and go run it.
I could do that too, but like I said, I could always. It's always when you go make that first hit, and they're like, I need to do this, and you forget about it. It won't never get done.
Oh yeah.
It'll be like
The next race comes.
and I'll do it next one, and it'll be next year. It'll be 2 years. So it's been down this long. Fuck it. Why not make it a little longer?
What's another 6 months?
Yeah, what's another 6 months?
So what are you gonna do? You gonna go run radials?
What's your plan?
Slicks?
Man,
What's your preference?
I don't know.
How's it feel to be on the other end of the mic?
Fuck, I don't give a shit. I don't know because I never ran a radio, so I don't know. And I know it's gonna take some work to set up. You know, if it runs on radio, I say that because if I go out and make like so many hits, I'm like, fuck it, I ain't making no progress. I'll put a slick on it because I know it'll work on a slick.
Yeah.
But I mean, would I prefer radio just because it's a shorter tire? Yes, because I think my car does need some little bit more gear, and I think that'll help. And I never had a problem with the slick, being all over the place. It always ran pretty straight because I always ran a slick a tube in my car with the stiff slick. So I never had that problem. So, but from what I hear, the radio just makes it just like just smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably mile an hour. You could definitely get some 60s. So I don't know. I don't know what the.
I guess it all depends on how long these radials are going to be around and the slicks are going to be around.
Well, it all comes down to what's going to get produced.
Oh, they're going to be around. We're just going to have to pay for them.
I know, man.
Price is just steadily going up. So
I think it's the glue is going to be more.
Yeah.
When it's
For
available for a radio.
Because there's so much glue.
So
used
do you
for
think
radio.
everybody's going back to the slick?
They're sourcing the glue out, and unfortunately, we're paying for it as racers to get through the gate. But
yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it's still getting poured on the ground, and we're still going down the track.
just might not be as much.
They're going to be like some tight wads. But
You can't.
It is what it is.
You ain't gonna be able to pour everything to it off the line, but you still can get after it.
Yeah. So the other thing that makes a point here is that, and you said it, because if I keep a radio on and I want to put it down, then I'm gonna have to go to another track. Let's be honest, right? I mean, I could probably get down there, but when you go to XRP, I'm not.
He said get down on a radio.
Get down.
We do.
In Temple.
We do. I mean, there's a lot of people that do.
I mean, they may be taking so much power. I don't know. If you take too much power, you may kill it too. But if I have to go to XRP and the way they run, you're making a pass at 1, 2 in the morning, man. I don't know if I can do that no more.
Getting old.
Hey, you're gonna have to spend the night at Bucky's.
Oh, man, it's like
Or right there.
I don't know if I can do that, man. I mean,
It don't matter how close you are to home. Bucky's is it.
That big old beer
I mean,
gives you a stopping point.
That's the sun is up. You catch that second wind. It don't work no
all
more.
you need is a little power nap, right? Like about a good 30.
Yeah,
30
just to
40
make it home.
Yeah.
That's it.
We've done it before. I've done it before, but man, I just don't. Man, it's hard, man. Especially when you chasing that little one around. Because like I said, if I
You need to get him a driver's license so he can drive home.
Yeah, I know that. He's a little crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that boy can run through miles around that track, he'd probably still be like popping off the wall. It's one thing, like I said, to go to XRP, which I'll do, and I'm not saying I won't. I'll do it. It'll be hard, but it's convenient. If I have to put a slick on and go to Little River, I'll do that too. Right? I mean, so
The only bad thing is all the work you put in for Little River. It's useless at other tracks.
I got you. I hear you. That's it.
You're gonna walk that slick up and not go
100%. We
nowhere.
went through that for a year.
Mm-hmm.
A year before we went to another track, and
Just found solve it.
same tune-up, go right down the track. I mean, right down the track.
Well, we went from a slick to a radial too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, that and again, we're not saying the radio doesn't work because I know people are gonna say, "Hey, I went down a track with the radio at Little River." Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
I mean,
We do too, but you just gotta pull. You gotta pull power out. You just gotta know how much you can put.
You
to
got to
it.
be smart on the laptop to get it to go.
Right. And again, that's kind of my point. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say my car is like the fastest on the tram, but it's fast, but it ain't quick, right? I mean, so I'm not saying that, but it's just a matter of when you go with a new combo, you've all gone through it. When you go with a new combo, you got to put in work, you got to make some passes, and changes, and things here, blah 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 blah. Because I know a slick will work, but and it's the thing. What you said is that it's a matter of getting them and how much you're gonna pay for them. I remember a slick used to be like $230, 29 and a half, 10.5. They're like $270, $269 now.
shit, almost 300.
Yeah, so fuck, man. So anyway,
And then it all depends on.
I got what three, 4 sets.
Then it all depends on if Big Sleepy's going to go to slick prep stuff and not radio prep. Now at his
Well,
races.
I'm sure the picnic will be a
The
radio.
picnic's gonna be radial at the motor place.
but I mean for like his
But
event,
all his other events.
but his
are
event at Little River,
slick prep.
But some guys get down on radios on a slick prep.
I know.
I seen the other day they were running radios on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, like I said,
it's what works for your setup.
It's what works for the car and how you tune that chassis, because that's what it comes down to, right? That's what it comes down to. And I understand that. Like I said, it's a matter of kind of going in blind, if you will, right? Because it's starting over. And I'll do it. It is what it is, and I know that's what it's going to take is testing. But if it comes down to it, if it comes down to the crunch time, and I'm like, I ain't got enough testing, I'll wait, because there's going to be an event in the fall, and I'll do some testing. But ultimately, that's my preference, because I don't have a preference, for radio or slick.
Not yet.
Not yet. Like I said, I know the car works with the slick, and it did some pretty decent 60s, and that's me taking just a little bit of power out of it. So anyway, I'm anxious, and it's almost to the point where with Dad's car, like my dad's car, we had that other motor, and they were mocking stuff up, and I was like, fuck, they got an event on the 11th, let's put this other motor back in here. And
Yeah,
I was like,
go
that's
around.
a lot of work. And I was like, yeah, shit, I ain't got a lot of time now. So it was pinching for time, because man, I'm itching. I think the last time I've been racing was like a 19, so because the Camaro's been 17, but we ran the 55 one time. And
Yeah.
Getting the itch. So gotta make some.
Gotta get that drive.
Anybody need a driver, by the way? I can
I hear you. It's been a long time for me
for you
too.
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Me too.
it all gets.
Hit what? 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. You raced
48
Saturday.
hours?
So does the 55 still have the motor in it? The car?
No, the motor's out, because instead of getting turbo headers, we were just trying to find some regular LS headers, so we just put on just to fire it up, just to turn it over, and that's a bitch, because the car's got, first it's got the front plate for the front turbo headers, that's a bitch, and we got a mid plate for these other headers that come down like right into that mid plate, and right at the tab, so it's just, which way do you go? It's like, we do this, we can cut it off, but we want it to where if we want to put that LS motor in there, and then we decide, fuck it, we want to put
Swap
be able
it
to swap
back.
the other motor, everything's there, we don't not altering a whole lot, so it's a bitch, but we'll make something work, I think, because these headers that we found, they're just real cheap headers. We might cut them up and just make them work, because we just want to fire the motor up, just make sure everything's working good.
Yeah.
Because before it goes to John and John Henson at DB Hot Rods, he's just an LS maniac. He's pumping motors out like crazy, so I'm not really bothering him. When he's ready, he's ready. But
But that Jay Bakker, we're going to stay on him and get that funny car cage.
Well, you need
2
to
weeks.
find
2
that
weeks.
That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Was that Money Pit? The movie Money Pit? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I said, whenever you get to it, man, like I said, we'll get it over. Like I said, whenever you're ready, we'll get it rocking. Like I said, it's just a small
Well, if
thing.
I can get through all these Mustangs, I don't know where all
Dude,
these
yeah,
Mustangs
where
are coming
those-
from,
where those
but I
Mustangs
got
come
probably, I got 3 at my shop right
Mustang
now.
guy, man. Mustang guy. At least you got Chevy power.
I got 3
Work-
at my
it's the only
shop
way to
right
make it
now.
work fast.
I've got at least 6 in the books
Yeah.
to do cages and
And
stuff.
how
And
many
have you
gone
done?
already?
How many have you done? How many have you done?
How many have I done?
Yeah, Mustang
Oh,
cages. 3 or
a
4?
A bunch.
In the past, in like the past 6 months.
Oh, I've done, well, a full whole back half in a Mustang. It's sitting in my shop right now on the rollers, waiting to get painted so I can tint it out. I got another Mustang sitting there that I did a cage in 6 months ago or so.
So yeah.
I got another Mustang that got dropped off from Houston Saturday,
Really?
Monday evening. He
Yeah.
dropped it off to do a full cage in it for
You're
an
gonna
NHRA factory stock car.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're gonna sell that Love and buy your Mustang.
I know it. I know where one's at. I can get it for nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Give it away.
I'm not a Ford guy.
I got a purple one.
But we'll definitely put a Chevrolet motor in and make it run.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. That's what everybody does. Like I said, Mustang cars.
Between the Mustangs and the Loves, I mean, that's all I've been
Yeah.
doing lately. I got a Love sitting in there too from Brownwood.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Brownwood boys.
Brownwood boys. Hey, those
Jeremy
guys,
and them.
Those guys are good. So you got 2 Loves. You got your Love and their Love. Mustang, busy man. So knock out what you got to knock out whenever you're ready. You just let me know.
2 weeks.
You just got to roll in there with that car on the trailer
I guess so, right?
and say, "Hey, Merry
Hey,
Christmas."
what is? You said 2 weeks, dude.
Which bay? Which bay
Yeah,
you
whatever you
want?
wanted that. So, no, like I said, we'll get to it, man. Ain't no big deal.
Okay.
And like I said, ultimately, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I say that all the time. I've been saying that for 2 years. I'm ready. But I'm ready. And I'm ready to make some races before they go change shit up. And there's not gonna be nothing I fit in, right? But
You have to redesign the whole car.
yeah. In which I don't see that happen, but you just never know.
Oh yeah.
You just never know.
Good thing is we did a lot of wrong things to do right things in David's car to figure out how to make the radials work.
That was a crash dummy.
So
guinea pig.
it was kind of a good experience for me because I've never messed with a radial car.
Not the guy pulling the car down the highway, but everything else is all right.
So I learned a lot. That's what it's all about though.
Well, I
when you're a chassis guy, you got to learn all these different
Yeah,
things.
you learn, like I said, and I'll point Thomas because when you go from a prep to no prep, you're doing a lot of stuff. I mean, suspension wise.
I don't know. We're gonna find out Saturday.
It'll either go or go to the bumper.
That's there.
When did you take
We're
that
gonna
500
start
pound
turning
weight off the
knobs
back?
and hanging shit on the front, but
Just move that 500-pound weight to the front.
Yeah. Put that ballast up.
yeah, it probably don't need to be back there. But we'll put the stiff walls back on it. Take those soft walls off. So
Did that work good on the prep? I guess it did.
the stiff walls, yeah, they'll work.
Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sharing your secrets, but like I said,
We don't have no secrets.
Yeah.
We don't know what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah. we'll send you in the wrong direction.
He said, we're no secret. We don't know what we're doing. Check. Like I said, that's just decoy. That's just code talk. Like I said, I mean, it's gonna be some good racing. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to make it out. But seemed like there's gonna be a good turnout. I think they had a head count, didn't they? They have like some head counts on this race.
Yeah,
Or was that
but
for
I
June
mean,
race?
I'm sure a lot of people haven't
Committed.
I mean, I haven't committed online or anything, but
Gotcha.
And there's always 1,000 people who say they're coming.
Yeah,
and
they don't come yet. It happens.
Car's still sitting on jack stands.
It
it
happens.
ain't even got oil in them.
Yeah.
No oil pressure. Man, like I said, we could probably go on all night. Like I said, I don't want to keep you guys, but I do appreciate you guys coming out. But like I said, anything else you want to share to wrap up this evening? like I said, appreciate coming out.
No, I mean,
So shout out to Jay's Custom Chassis. If you guys need any work, give him a call. If you want to share your number, feel free.
254-541-1938, or follow me on Facebook, Jay's Custom Chassis, or Jay Bakker.
Here's a stutter.
Double J. And well, cool deal. Like I said, if you guys need any work, fantastic work. Central Texas, local here. Get the job done.
Definitely take care of you.
And if he tells you 2 weeks, he's bullshitting. Joking. Dave, anything you want to shout out? Your company number? Anything you want to prop up on your glass of business?
No, I'm trying to keep some of it away.
He's too busy.
We need people.
Well,
That's everybody's
song
problem,
and dance, right? Workers. It is what it is. And what's your company name again?
Quality Auto Glass.
Quality Auto Glass out of Clean, Texas. Okay. Thomas, you want to shout out anybody?
Nah. Hi, y'all. See y'all later.
He's a man of few words.
Whatever.
Okay, cool deal. Like I said, well, I appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, I think it's going to be a good, fun episode. Look forward to it on Podbean and Spotify. Paul and Buck Show. And moving forward, maybe you guys come back. We try to keep stuff scheduled. And I'll be honest with you, this whole first part of the year, there's just been a whole bunch of, it's been snowballing, like people sick, people on vacation, reschedule. I mean, it's just been horrible. And I mean, man, I'm still kind of, I'm not sick. It's just like I got that anyway.
Hanging around.
It doesn't want to go nowhere. It like it loves me. So, but anyway, appreciate you guys coming out. This weekend, Little River, March 11th. Big Sleepy. I don't know the name of the event, but there's gonna be some good racing here locally. Appreciate you guys coming out again, once again, and see everybody at the track. You guys say peace, and we're out.
Peace.
Gone.
Deuce.